"Get that kid out of here, she doesn't belong in the front row." The officer's voice cracked across the courtroom, and every head turned. A 12-year-old black girl clutched her school backpack tighter, the military dog tag dangling from its zipper catching the light. Her father, silent in the corner, watched his daughter being dragged before the eyes of strangers. What no one knew, help was already coming. Would you stay silent, or speak out? The courthouse buzzed with its usual morning routine. Lawyers shuffled papers, clerks whispered to each other, and the benches slowly filled with people waiting for their hearings. Among them sat a young black girl, only 12 years old, her school backpack tucked tightly on her lap. She had come with her father, a quiet man in his 40s, dressed neatly in a navy blazer. He told her she could sit close while he prepared to testify. That's when Officer Daniels spotted her. His eyes narrowed, not on the men in suits, not on the lawyers rushing past, but on the little girl. "Hey, kid," he barked, loud enough for half the gallery to hear. "This isn't a playground. You don't belong up front." His tone cut through the courtroom like a whip. The girl froze, clutching her backpack closer. A small keychain dangled from the zipper, her father's old military tag, scratched but shining. She whispered, "I'm with my dad," but Daniels sneered, shaking his head. "I don't care whose kid you are. Move to the back before I make you." The crowd turned. Some whispered in shock, others looked down, pretending not to see. Her father, still standing a few rows away, locked eyes with his daughter. His jaw tightened, but he stayed silent, for now. Officer Daniels didn't stop at words. He strode over, boots echoing on the marble floor, and yanked the girl by her arm. Gasps broke out in the gallery. The 12-year-old stumbled, clutching her backpack so tightly her knuckles went white. The keychain, her father's military tag, swung and clinked against the wooden bench as if begging someone to notice. "Get up. Move back where you belong," Daniels barked. His grip left a red mark on her wrist. The girl's voice cracked, but she still tried to explain. "My dad's supposed to testify, he told me to wait here." Daniels smirked, leaning down so everyone could hear. "Testify? Don't make me laugh. Kids like you don't get special treatment in this courthouse." His words landed heavy, dripping with contempt. A few attorneys glanced at each other uneasily, but no one dared speak. The girl's father rose, his eyes burning, but he stayed frozen for a moment, calculating. The humiliation cut deeper because she was just a child, treated like an intruder in a place meant for justice. Phones quietly lifted in the crowd. Someone whispered, "Why is he doing this to a kid?" Another muttered, "That's her father's tag, look at it," but Daniels ignored it all, pulling her toward the aisle. Her backpack slipped open slightly, a math notebook falling to the floor. She tried to reach for it, but Daniels jerked her forward. The small detail, the sight of a school notebook scattered across the cold courthouse tiles, made the injustice unbearable. And the question lingered in the air, what would you do if you saw a child treated like this? The courtroom grew tense. Officer Daniels shoved the girl further down the aisle, his voice cutting like glass. "You think sitting up front makes you important? You're nothing here. Not your father, not you." His words rang out, cruel and deliberate. A hush fell over the gallery, even the judge paused mid-sentence, eyes flicking toward the commotion. The girl stumbled again, her backpack dragging against the floor. The dog tag slipped free and clattered across the tiles. She reached for it, but Daniel stepped on the chain, pinning it under his boot. He sneered, "What's this junk supposed to mean? A toy? Leave it." The insult hit like a blow. People gasped, some lifted their phones higher, capturing every second. Her father's hands clenched into fists. For a moment, he looked like any parent, holding back fury as his child was humiliated. But beneath that calm exterior lay years of discipline, service, and power no one in that room recognized. Daniels jerked the girl's arm again, raising his voice for all to hear. Respect the badge, kid. Around here, your kind doesn't set the rules. The words dripped with venom, louder than before, echoing across marble walls. And just then, the faint sound of sirens pierced the courthouse silence. Few noticed yet, but her father did. He glanced at the sealed doors with quiet certainty. Help was already coming. The heavy wooden doors of the courthouse slammed open. In marched 6 military police in crisp uniforms, followed by 3 FBI agents in dark suits, their badges flashing under the fluorescent lights. The entire gallery shot to its feet, the tension shattering into chaos. Daniels froze, still gripping the 12-year-old's wrist. "What the?" he stammered, his bravado draining as boots pounded down the aisle toward him. The lead MP barked, "Release the child. Now." Gasps erupted as the agents spread out, securing exits, their voices cutting through the chamber. "Federal custody. Stand aside." Phones recorded every second. The judge's gavel banged furiously, but the roar of authority drowned it out. The girl's father finally stepped forward, his voice calm but firm. "Officer Daniels, you had every chance to stop." His eyes locked on the stunned officer. "But you chose to humiliate my daughter. And now, you answer to the people who outrank you." Daniels let go, his hands trembling, but it was too late. Federal agents snapped cuffs around his wrists, the metallic click echoing through the gallery. The same courtroom where he had barked orders now watched him dragged out like a common criminal. The young girl bent down, quietly picking up the dog tag from the floor. She dusted it off and slipped it back onto her backpack zipper. For a moment, the room fell silent, everyone could see the weight of that small gesture. Her father rested a hand on her shoulder. His voice carried just enough for Daniels to hear as he was led away. "Some uniforms demand respect. Even you can't take that away." And with that, the lesson was sealed: power built on cruelty collapses when true authority arrives.